Hey, what's up, friends? Good Monday morning to you. This will be a little bit different episode of Monday Motivation. You can see I am in a hotel room. I just have the phone here propped up against a water glass, and this will be kind of impromptu, so slightly different. The word of the day today is commitment. Commitment is the word of the day. And I'm not going to give you the Webster's dictionary. I'm not going to give you the a quote for this one. It's just going to be a personal story. So it is 6:52 on Wednesday, March 4th, about 2 hours ago, maybe 3 hours ago. My grandmother passed away. This is my father's mother, and it is the third grandparent that I've had pass away. Both of my mother's parents have died in the last several years, really more 5, 6, 7 years. And this is the first of my dad's parents to pass away. And it's a victory day. Grandma is in heaven. She's with the Lord, and she feels better. And the story of commitment that I want to talk about for quite some time now. I don't know the exact number of years off the top of my head. It's still not all kind of registered. But for close to 10 years, Grandma had Alzheimer's and deteriorated over that period of time. And a lot of that, the memories start to fade, the motor functions start to fade. To the point where over the last few years, she couldn't really speak. Not a lot of gestures that would show that she even recognized that there were people there or anything. She was still eating. She was being cared for in a facility, but not really ambulatory or anything like that. And that deteriorated over a period of time, where it started, where she'd forget some things. She was still at home with my grandfather for a while, but eventually the disease, which is a terrible disease, ran its course. And that's why it's a great victory that she is in heaven today and is not struggling with that anymore. That disease is very scary, I think, to me, to lose control of your brain and your memories. And the thing that we say is the only thing we can bring with us. To have that go away, our memories, is very scary. But I wanted to record this to honor her and to honor my grandfather. So my grandfather has actually been a cameo appearance on Dub Life the last couple Christmases. He's come to visit us, and we go to Sheely's Barbecue. If you see my Christmas episodes, we go to Sheely's Barbecue with the family, and he's been with us the last 2 times, and I think there's been a couple clips of him maybe here or there, pictures definitely, or when we're opening presents. This is his wife, and his wife for, I don't know, 60 plus years. And the story of commitment, I've been very blessed to have 2 God-loving, respecting parents to teach me the ways to be, even when I haven't always gone those ways. And they came from the same kind of home. And both my Mima and Papa, which would be my mom's parents, and then Grandma and Granddad, my dad's parents, instilled enough values to be the right kind of people, and to try to live in a way that is morally correct, ethically correct, and puts love and kindness above all else. And we owe a lot to them. And, I wasn't doing this type of thing when my Mima and Papa died, so I couldn't record anything for them. But I wanted to memorialize commitment for this, because specifically my grandfather, who's still living, for all of these years that Grandma had Alzheimer's and was losing her memory, and especially when she was in the facility, almost every day of the year, he would go up to the nursing facility and spend his day there, and sit with her and be with her and be a husband that meant till death do us part. Even when she had absolutely no memory, recollection, or understanding of him. And I can remember there were times we go to visit where she could still communicate a little bit, and though she wouldn't remember people, and it would almost be like he was courting her all over again, day after day. And I know that sounds like the movies that we see, but that's how it was. My grandfather showed such a commitment to his wife and to the commitments and the promises that he made when he got married, that he wasn't going to let a disease take that away. And up until her dying day, he would spend almost every day up there with her, holding her hand, reading to her, talking to her, taking care of her when she couldn't register that was happening. And I mean, to be quite frank, didn't necessarily need it. There were nurses and such that were doing those things. But he was going to honor his commitment. And that deserves to be honored. And that deserves to be shared with all of you, in my opinion, because it is a story that I would like to live on beyond me and what I can do. And at least putting on YouTube, it gives a chance for people to see it that I'll never talk to, that I'll never encounter. And that's a thing that has inspired me so much over the last 10 years, that's the way God loves us. That's the way we should love other people, is we love endlessly and without expecting something in return. And in this case, grandfather had such a commitment to grandma that he would go show love to her every day, even though there was nothing that she could give back at all. At all. And that's the way we should live our life, is loving and doing things that are good and positive and lifting other people up without expectation of anything in return. Just because it's the right way to live and it's the right way to do. And if you're in a commitment, if you find yourself committing to something, you do it till the end, regardless of what that means. You honor your commitment. So that is the personal experience. That's the way I wanted in this setting to talk about it. If you see, trying to think here, as you are watching this video, it would be about 10 days since the event happened, and about a week probably since the funeral. I believe that's right. This should come out 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th on the 16th, and it's the 4th. And the funeral should be on the 9th. And you're going to see on a couple episodes of Dub Life here, probably the one you just watched, and then the next one, where they're actually 6 consecutive days. We knew that this was coming. Grandmother had taken a turn for the worse. We had been preparing for it. And so, like, Victoria comes to visit, we go to see Steve, and then we go to this yard sale, Dragon Con thing, that normally would have probably been 1 episode, but knowing that this was coming and I probably wasn't going to feel like making a video for a couple weeks, I went ahead and made it 2, so that you would have no interruption in the content that I provide for you. So hopefully you enjoy those 2 episodes. But that's why, if you think that's weird, why did he stop in the middle of the weekend? It was just to prepare, so I could go ahead and have it edited and posted, and I don't have to worry about YouTube for a while. And be there for my family, which is what I plan to be doing. So if you are a person that prays, if you are a person that has some spiritual nature, we'll appreciate the prayers, especially for my grandfather and my father, as they deal with the loss of their mother and wife. And we hope that we can surround my grandfather with love, and he can be a part of some of the things that we're doing as a family. And this is a great burden off his shoulders, but because she's now in heaven and he doesn't have to care for her anymore. So very sad day, very solemn episode here of Monday Motivation, but I hope the motivation to you is that there are still people like that in the world that honor their commitments, and I hope that at a much smaller scale, it is something that you're committed to at a much smaller scale. Maybe it was a New Year's resolution, maybe it was you want to eat better, or you want to read every day, or you want to spend less time on Facebook or whatever. Honor that commitment, because it's those small commitments that I saw my grandfather do his whole life that allow you to be able to be committed to the bigger things. So that's my Monday motivation for this week. Hopefully I'll talk to you next week, something a little more upbeat. I know that you all will give some love and support. So I appreciate that, and we'll talk to you next time.